Hey there everyone, this is the HLT Ninja, and this is my top 10 list of Capcom villains. Yep, the baddest of the bad in the Capcom Universe. At least, in my opinion. Alright, so yeah, I was watching the top 10, well, actually a lot of top 10 lists a while back. I couldn't help but notice that, well, the Capcom villains are kind of underappreciated. Often. So, I decided, hey, they should get their own list. So here we go! First up, we have Double from Mega Man X4 at number 10. Now, Double had a very small role in the X series compared to some baddies like Sigma or Vile, but he was quite memorable. Not so much because of the usual reasons, like, he was so freaking hard, he made me want to kill the game, but because he was the first bad guy in an X game to get his own bloody slaughter scene. That alone makes him pretty awesome in my book. Oh, what's that, Vile? You're a recurring character? How nice. Look what I got to do! What now, Storm Eagle? Awesome theme song, you say? Well, I got to slaughter people. Check this out!
This is another current. 17th unit. Commander X, please respond.
What happened? Report!
Nothing to worry about.
No further transmissions unless necessary to carry out the operation.
Understood.
I'm breaking contact.
And now, X will be my next target.
Okay, that was just cool. For anybody who doesn't know Double, let me explain. Double is a double agent. Yeah, this is Capcom people. They name their character things like Bomb Man and Rock and Roll. Anyhow, he was hired by Sigma to infiltrate the Maverick Hunter HQ, gain the trust of Commander X, and eliminate potential threats. Like those hunters he slaughtered. Anyhow, he ends up meeting X in the final weapon, revealing that he was a spy, and then tries to kill him. Oh, did I mention he's a little on the crazy side? Yeah, just a bit. Now before anyone flames me with, why wasn't Vile chosen? Let me explain. It was a close call between Vile and Double, but honestly I think Double is a little more evil. I mean, look. I'm sorry. Double wins.
I'm so anxious to rip you apart!
At number 9, we have the Prince of Darkness himself, Dmitri Maximoff. Dmitri is the Lord of Vampires in the Darkstalkers series of fighting games. He was once a Makai, or Demon World, noble, who tried to take the throne from the Ainsland family, specifically Morgan's father. Though he failed at this task and was banished to our world along with his castle, which only appears on the night of a full moon, he used this as an opportunity to grow stronger. Over time, Lord Maximoff not only overcame a vampire's greatest weakness, the sun, but harnessed its power, allowing him to shoot blasts of fire from his palms. Not only is this vamp strong, fast, a skilled fighter, downright scary, and can transform into a horde of bats, he can also turn people into slaves by biting them. You'll notice in his stage that there are always a bunch of women around. And one of his victory poses in the third game is just a group of cloaked girls coming up and bowing to him. Well, those women are his slaves, which he made by biting them, draining them of their blood, and corrupting their souls. Dmitri Maximoff, my lords and ladies, the baddest vampire you'll ever meet, at number 9 on the baddest Capcom villains list.
I almost regret that the outcome of our little match has been decided. There can be but one victor today, and that is I.
Ranking at number 8 on the big bad chart is the infamous Gil from Street Fighter III. Gil is the leader, or technically emperor, of the Illuminati, an ancient cult that has been influencing history for about 2,000 years. He possesses power over the elements, great strength and speed, and incredible martial arts abilities. He is prophesied to be the savior of the world, and his goal seems to be to purge humanity of weakness, leaving only perfect warriors, which is why he hosts the 3rd World Warrior Tournament. He wants to find the greatest warriors and use them to populate Earth, after he kills everybody else. Yeah, kinda crazy, I'm guessing. This big bad is, to this day, said to be the most difficult boss in the Street Fighter franchise, and quite possibly the hardest boss in his game genre. Why? Well, not only is he insanely strong, has hyper combos that can do about 90% damage, and is freakishly good at blocking everything you throw at him, he can also regenerate. To my knowledge, Gil is only allowed to use this ability once per match, but even so, if you don't find a way to charge through the unseen force pushing you back and hit him before he regains all of his health, you are just screwed. So, there you have it. Gil, number 8.
Kneel before your master.
Number 7 is Heaven. That is, if your idea of Heaven is a crazy, grinning ancient guy with purple hair and prismatic beams of death. Yes, I'm speaking of Mega Man Juno. Juno, as he's called for short, is the master key of Catalog's Island in the first Mega Man Legends game. Juno is what is simply referred to as an ancient, but more specifically, he is a bureaucratic model 3rd class, which basically means he was kind of like a governor, specifically over Catalog's Island. Now, for some reason, he got locked away deep within the main gate, and was stuck there for possibly thousands of years. Some theorize that he was locked up because he malfunctioned and tried to kill everybody on the island, but that's never actually been said in the game, why he's sealed away in the lower levels of the main gate. Anyhow, Juno is on this list for 3 main reasons. Number 1, nobody who isn't completely bad to the bone could rock that long, purple hair and still be the last boss of the game. I mean, look at him. Long, shoulder-length, purple hair, male. Last guy you fight. Number 2, the guy is creepy. I mean, seriously creepy. You awaken him, accidentally I might add, and he's smiling. You fight him, he's smiling. You blast the tar out of him, he's still smiling. You foil his plans, he just keeps on smiling. It's very disturbing. He has a voice that gives me chills.
Are you ready?
Finally, his power and authority. This dude has crazy power. If you don't have some amazing armor and some energy tanks, you are just gonna get owned. Now, Juno's authority on catalogs and his position within what is called the system, spoilers, grants him some pretty cool perks, such as a massive weapon in outer space called Eden. Eden is basically a weapon that can be shot down toward Earth and then, once in position, eradicate any life form from the area. Juno planned to use this to annihilate the Carbons on Catalog's Island, which Mega Man figured out meant humans. It is unknown whether Eden is limited to just Catalog's Island or not. But, if you take all that, you have number 7, Mega Man Juno.
Therefore, as keeper of this island, I hereby exercise my prerogative of correctional dispensation.
Prerogative of correctional? What?
Allow me to rephrase. I will exercise my authority to terminate your program.
And now we come to number 6, Mundus. This massive baddie is from the first Devil May Cry and has been labeled Dante's arch nemesis. Why, you ask? Well, let's start with the fact that he killed his mother. Thousands of years ago, when Mundus wasn't stuck in a big statue and was ruling the underworld, he rallied his armies and set forth for the human world. Like all men with power, he wanted more power. But one of his generals, Sparta, wouldn't let that happen. You see, Sparta was in love with this human woman. He married her and everything. They had some kids, and all that. So to protect his family, and, you know, the rest of the world, Sparta went and kicked the crap out of some demon armies and locked Mundus away. However, before he was sealed away, Mundus sent some of his men to kill Sparta's wife. They succeeded. Thousands of years later, Mundus fought Virgil, the twin brother of Dante, defeated him, and turned him into one of his greatest warriors, Nello Angelo. Then, sometime afterward, he made a demon lady called Trish in the image of Virgil and Dante's mother. Why? To screw with Dante, of course! He used Trish to lure Dante to Malay Island, where he was planning to get set free and then kill Dante and take over the world. But Dante, being the invincible hero that he is, defeated Mundus, but not before Mundus revealed that he had created Trish, who our hero was falling in love with, and nearly killed her. Now, it should also be mentioned that this guy is flat out heartless, and has no problem killing his subordinates if they fail him. This was made clear when he killed Griffin after Dante defeated him, and when he almost killed Trish near the end of the game. So, let's recap. He ruled the demon world, had lots of armies, almost took over the human world, killed the hero's mom, corrupted his brother, made a sort of clone of the dead mom, and then almost killed her when he saw Dante was falling in love with her. That's just messed up. And that's why he's number 6.
Dante, I will return, and I will rule this world!
That brings us to number 5, Sigma. This massive maverick has been the final boss of almost every Mega Man X game, and has had more forms than you can shake a saber at. In X4 he had 3 physiques you had to defeat, and though the first was rather predictable, the other 2 made up for it big time by completely owning you, with lasers, lightning, scythes, the 4 elements, and big honkin' spikes. Besides being a skilled combatant and extremely powerful, Sigma is also quite the leader and manipulator. He has been the leader of the Mavericks for many years, and in the 4th game, he managed to make the only girl Zero ever loved turn evil, forcing him to fight her in a battle to the death. He has nearly ruled and nearly destroyed the world with his every appearance. All fear Sigma, number 5.
And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
M. Bison, the main villain of the Street Fighter series. Bison has extraordinary powers, strength, and is an expert hand-to-hand combatant. This baddie can also teleport and perform slide kicks, making him one tricky opponent. He is also the leader of an evil organization called Shadaloo, which seems to have authority practically everywhere, even the CIA. This baddie has been maimed and murdered on numerous occasions, but somehow, he always comes back for the next game. His tenacity, power, and mysterious organization alone make him a real competitor for the baddest villain. Oh, and he's insane. M. Bison, number 4. Next up, we have the notorious Albert Wesker. You need only look at this guy to realize he is one bad dude. Honestly, how many guys do you know who wear all black, have glowing red eyes, and aren't totally evil? Wesker is an expert combatant with a knife, in hand-to-hand combat, and with various firearms. His favorite is this big old magnum he calls Killer 7. Did we mention he has superpowers? Yep. This guy is incredibly strong and can move faster than the eye can track. Aside from his combat abilities, he's also a talented actor, pretending for years to be an honest police officer in the Raccoon City PD's STARS unit, just so he could one day use them to test out a bioorganic weapon. Wesker was a part of the evil Umbrella Corporation for quite some time. but eventually he went solo, becoming the main mastermind antagonist of Resident Evil. This red-eyed villain is so bad that he purposely got himself killed by Tyrant so he could come back to life even badder than ever. Albert Wesker, number 3.
My secondary mission objective.
You will regret this, my lady. That, I promise.
And now, our runner-up. This was a tough one. Honestly, it was hard deciding the order of the last 3. But here he is, Dr. Wily, the mad scientist who tries to take over the world in every classic Mega Man video game. Though he has never succeeded, he always comes close, and over the years he has built some of the most awesome robots and bosses in video games, including none other than Bass. Yeah, that's right. True, Bass soon turned against him in his pursuit to prove that he's the most powerful robot, but Wily still gets credit for making the most powerful robot in his time. Now you might say, that's not enough to make him number 2. Well, you'd be right. Wily is number 2 because he doesn't even let being dead stop him from being evil and wreaking havoc. Dr. Wily is responsible for creating the Maverick virus, a virus that turns Reploids evil in the Mega Man X series. That's right, Wily is so bad that his evilness crossed over into another series. His masterpiece, Zero, is actually the one who spread the virus to Sigma, who unintentionally turned it into the more powerful Sigma virus, which drove him mad. To summarize, Wily nearly took over the world and built the most powerful robot in his lifetime before making the original Maverick. And after death, also created the biggest baddie of the X series. Second place goes to Dr. Wily.
I'm impressed! I didn't think you'd make it this far, Mega Man!
And now, the moment you have all been waiting for. The number 1 Capcom Big Bad is...
Akuma!
Akuma, or Goki, holds the title of Supreme Master of the Fist, and for many good reasons. This guy has power beyond your wildest dreams, and skill that surpasses that of virtually any other martial artist. He is most famous for 3 things. 1, his Kongo Kokuretsuzan, which he used to shatter an entire island. Basically, Akuma focuses his strength and chi into his fist, and then strikes the ground. The force of this punch is unrivaled by any other in Street Fighter, and also creates a sort of explosion of energy around Akuma's form. 2, the Shungoku Satsu, or Raging Demon Attack. The Japanese name literally translates to Instant Hell Murder. Akuma once used this attack to supposedly kill M. Bison, and also murdered his own brother, Master Goken, with this terrifying technique. Finally, he is known for just being flat out scary. I'm pretty sure every Street Fighter gamer was ready to pee their pants when they had their first encounter with Akuma in Street Fighter 2. I think Wiz of Death Battle put it best. He is an unstoppable human holocaust. Akuma lives to fight and travels the world in search of challenging opponents. If you happen to be unlucky enough to be deemed worthy, you'll most likely be rewarded with a horrible and painful death. Akuma, number 1.